I just wanted to do a really quick overview of this Duke versus Carolina game that happened in February. Just want to go over some quick statistical notes as well as a couple of video clips. So I'm just going to go into two big numbered themes. The first is just looking at Tre Jones specifically. He was obviously the star of this game, having what happened at the end with the free throw and setting up that final shot. However, he's also the leader of the Duke team. He played the most minutes. He played about 50 minutes, including overtime, and he played about overall 249 possessions on offense and defense. So he played a large amount of this game, most of it for Duke, the most between the two teams. His raw numbers are 28, 5, and 6 in terms of points, rebounds, and assists. His more advanced numbers, when we look at the advanced stats, he is 48% from true shooting percentage, 44% effective field goal, 23 usage rate, which is lower than I expected, and then -5 plus minus, which is really interesting considering how important it is to this team. However, you would suspect there's a lot of intangible factors that makes Tre Jones really important to this Duke starting five. The second thing I want to talk about with this game is how the shot charts look. Now, mostly in modern basketball, you see a lot of three-point attempts. However, both teams shot crap from three. This is Duke's shooting chart over here. They're 2 for 4, 0 of 1, 1 of 7, 1 of 5, 0 of 1. Carolina was not much better. They were 0 of 2, 0 of 2, 2 of 3, 0 of 4. 1 of 4, 0 of 1. If we look at the catch and shoot stats, Carolina didn't really have much catch and shoot opportunities at all. And I code this as exclusively a three-point statistic. So only 7 attempts catch and shoot. And then Duke had a lot more. They had 13, but only still 4 went in for 30%. So both teams didn't really shoot a lot of threes. And you can see that even more clearly in my 2-point shot to 3-point shot ratio. For every 2-point shot, both teams only had a 2.5 3-point shot. So barely shot any threes. Duke only scored 12% of their points from 3-point shots. Carolina only scored 9% of their points from 3-point shots. So barely any 3-point shots in this game. A lot of weird mid-range statistics though. Duke shot crap in the mid-range. Again, 0 of 1, 1 of 6, 1 of 3, 4 of 10. But they shot really well under the basket. Or at least they had a lot of attempts under the basket. Carolina, on the other hand, shot really well in the mid-range. 4 of 6, 4 of 5, 4 of 6, 5 of 10. And we'll get into that with the video clips now. So looking at the video clips, Duke's, in terms of just the clips that I wanted to highlight, came a lot down to hero ball between Cole Anthony and Tre Jones. Now I did a breakdown of the Ohio State versus North Carolina game as well. You can see how Ohio State really targeted Cole Anthony in that game as well. Now I don't think Duke targeted Cole Anthony in this game. He just happened to be matched up with Tre Jones. However, since Cole Anthony is such a vital asset for Carolina on the offensive end, I don't think he puts as much effort in on the defensive end, and you can kind of see that in some of the clips. For example, with this one, he's too focused on the ball handler, not paying attention to Tre Jones, even though the Duke ball handler here, number 2, is clearly looking at Tre Jones about to pass him the ball, and Tre Jones just kind of walks past him, and Cole Anthony does not put up much effort to stop him, and he gets an easy layup. So that kind of highlights the kind of really strong percentages Duke had under the basket in those shooting charts we just saw. Next clip, we're going to see something similar. This time it's a far more half-court set. So he's had time to kind of prepare. Again, Cole Anthony does not exactly put a lot of effort on the defensive effort. He doesn't put his hands up around the basket. He doesn't try and push back with his shoulders. He doesn't try and stop the defender in a physical way. He just kind of lets him bully him down and get that pull-up jumper right by the rim. Looking at the Carolina offense, their offense actually revolved around Cole Anthony not only as a facilitator, but also the main focal point in that he took a lot of attention away from other shooters, getting them really good looks. So, for example, he brings it up on the court here, and Duke defenders try and bracket him, both with Jones and number 12, I think that's Delorier. They try and bracket him to make sure he doesn't get any off-the-dribble pull-ups. But that leaves a massive gap here open for number 15 in Carolina that he can just basically move into and get an easy jumper, which is what's happened. Pulls up, gets a clear jumper, goes in. So that's the kind of thing that's leading to those really positive mid-range statistics for Carolina. Next clip. This one's a more Cole Anthony focused mid-range shot. You can see that this must be one of their primary half-court sets. He starts on the in the left post. Carolina moves it to the right, and he moves off a double screen. 1, 2, gets the ball on the right elbow, pulls up, gets that sort of jumper. So it's that type of shot that Duke are trying to bracket and stop. However, that's creating gaps for other players. As we'll see here again, he brings it up. He creates a lot of attention for himself. Obviously, Duke's trailing with their 5, so he's already creating a lot of chaos in that it's now 5 against 4. However, this sort of chaos leads him to be bracketed by like 1, 2, 3 different players are focused on him. 4th here by the post. Even you could say this 5th player is watching him to make sure he knows what he's doing. This creates a wide open gap over here on the right corner. This player can just move into the shot, forcing the 5, just easy dummy out. Moves into that right elbow area and has a pull-up jumper that goes right in as well for an open shot. So again, leading to those positive statistics in the mid-range for Carolina. So those are the stats, focusing on Trey Jones, focusing on those weird shooting statistics, bad from 3, but really important in the mid-range for both teams. And then in the video clips, looking at that Cole Anthony, Trey Jones hero ball kind of off and on, and in the Carolina offense, seeing how Cole Anthony draws a lot of attention with double teams, with transition speed, using those double screens to create open jumpers in the mid-range, and seeing how this game turned out. Hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, my contact's in the details below, and also the information for the code window, the output window that you saw at the start of this video as well. Thank you very much, and have a good day.